Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to a new high-level best of 5 today between DPG's herO here in the bottom right, spawning as our red Protoss player. On the top left of Moondance, we have the man, the myth, the legend. It's of course Dark, also playing for Team Dragon Phoenix Gaming, so a DPG mirror, as this is going to be played here on the new patch, on the test patch still, but a new patch nonetheless. Exciting to see. Ooh, what is this? Wait, what was the timing? Did Dark try to go for a hatch block on the natural? And did he miss the timing? Now, I am not a huge fan of going back in time, but for a fail of this type of epic proportion, I think it is actually necessary. So, the goal here with a build like this is to block your opponent's natural with the third hatch. Oh, well, Dark came too late, but also herO was there too fast. Huh. I'm not sure if you're supposed to go all the way up to 18 supply, though, on the drone count. This feels like a pretty epic fill. It really does feel like it. This Nexus wasn't necessarily very early. This probe wasn't necessarily very early. This is all very standard. If you can't get it down, if everything is standard, like what are you hoping for? You're hoping that herO gets a stroke and forgets to send his probe down? Or what is it that you're praying for? I don't quite understand. This is a very poor start for Dark. This is extremely expensive, did not get a block off. Now takes the extractor and will be blocking the second cast. That means that the likelihood of there being a Stargate opener is very low, but this doesn't actually impede Twilight openers as much, and as Moondance is a small map, perhaps a Twilight opener is exactly what herO wants over here. We have this assimilator over here as well. What are you gonna do here, buddy? What is this assimilator doing? Well, it's gonna be getting some gas, that's for sure. Twilight Council should be going down. Oh, it's gonna be a link flood here. Oh. But really, okay, then the gas steal makes more sense, maybe? I don't know if it does. I mean, there's no chance of there being a Stargate, right? That's absolutely impossible. There's now 2 more drones on the way. This is the weirdest link flood I've seen in my life. There's 8 links out currently. There's 4 more on the way. These first 4 make it in. We'll split up. What is this build order? This isn't very good at all, is it? This looks really bad, actually. This looks like a build that someone on Reddit tells you about. You start by blocking your opponent's natural with a drone. Then you steal his gas so he can't build a Stargate. Then you run by 6 links when he's not paying attention. Then you follow up with 6 more links. And you hope he doesn't have a unit in the wall. If he has a unit in the wall, you probably lose the game, but if he doesn't have a unit in the wall, you might be capable of dealing some damage, because there's not going to be an Oracle. It's like, hello? This is legitimately one of the worst build orders I've seen in my life. In a pro game. This was really bad out of Dark. Holy crap. Not sure what he was on when he invented this, but I want some of that stuff as well. That seems like a fun time. herO is just going to go into a Twilight Council right now. Dark is on 31 workers against 35. Dark is not going to get to a decent drone count. herO follows this up with what seems to me that's going to be either a 5 or a 6 gate. So far there's only 5 gates being built, but 1 more on the way. It wouldn't completely surprise me. 6 gates is the standard. Yep, there we go. 6 gate gets thrown down, and this is going to be very heavy Glaive Adept pressure. Now, Dark needs to start cutting workers early here on 37 already. Hasn't built any spores yet either, so cutting on 37 without spores really is quite fast. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here, but I honestly have no hopes for Dark in this game whatsoever. Yes, he has some information with this extractor, he knows what's kicking off, but he doesn't know whether there's a third base or not, which is actually kind of important. These Glaive Adepts are going to get surrounded by Speedlings. I think this is a fight that the Adepts actually end up winning, isn't it? No, it isn't. Even trade, resource-wise. But usually if you're losing Adepts, that's a bad thing if you're playing an Adept build. You don't really want to lose them. Dark Shrine as a follow-up did get scouted immediately here by Dark, which is obviously not great. These Adepts also aren't really achieving anything at all. Prism comes in, 6 Adepts are out. There's 14 links as well as 3 roaches right now. Dark went with a Single gas defense, actually, still only on 35. The fact that he's only on 35 drones and has this little units basically tells you everything about the early game that you need to know. It was a failure of epic proportions here. A little bit like this shade. This shade, I think, also is a failure of epic proportions. Lynx get the surround, Ravager gets the bile off. This was honestly the best fight that Dark could have hoped for. And I still feel like it wasn't good enough. Like, I just don't think he can get enough units out to hold this properly. herO still is up in worker. He's not outmining his opponent, but it's purely due to the fact that he's mining more gases. There is a Dark Shrine which is finishing up very, very soon. And we have a Spore in 2 bases exactly. That means that 1 base is completely open. Blink? Okay, I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm not sure if the New Year's resolution of both of these players was to play some wild stuff, but if that was their New Year's resolution, then congratulations. We're what, like 6, 7, 8 days in, and you've already achieved it. I know some people that, you know, their New Year's resolution was to hit the gym, and they haven't even gotten a gym subscription yet. But these guys, look at that. Through high achievers, high performing people here. Both herO and Dark. This game makes no sense. Why is he getting DT Blink without having the gas to build even more DTs? He's just owning this game with the Glaive Adepts. There's no third base, despite there being the cash available for it. A couple of Adepts here, rather than targeting the drones, went for that Roach. Now some of these drones might get targeted down. Even if you only kill like 3 or 4, that's huge. It's like 10% of the overall drone count that Dark actually has. A little bit less, 9%. 8%, I don't know, I don't do percentages. I haven't really been in high school for quite a while and never did my university degree, so mathematics isn't my strong suit. What is my strong suit is seeing when games are over, and I'm calling this one over. Honestly, it probably was over after we saw that drone. I think that drone told us everything that we needed to. If it starts like this, then the ending can be much better. Now, another queen gets taken out. We should have one shade. Like, this shade should be a game changer. This is the end of it, right? Where's the Prism? Okay, Prism is over here. He's gonna warp in like 40 Ts. He's gonna blink on top of a Spore and win the game straight up. He's gonna shade away one more time. Here come the 40 Ts moving in towards the main base. What is the point of the blink, I wonder, if you're gonna show your Prism anyway, right? I mean, Dark definitely knows what's going on over here. He sees the DTs. He's like, well, this is interesting. You gotta blink down. No, he's not gonna try it. I don't actually know what the plan is. There's a Spore here. Do you want to blink on that? I don't think you do. I don't think you want to blink on anything right here. Where's the Adept, though? The Adept went back home, and it doesn't matter. It's 32 worker supply against 51 workers. Third base is about to finish up. We have a Forge. We have Gateway 7. We have Gateway 8 coming in. Here come the DTs once more, and now they'll blink. There we go. 5 DTs, 1 and 2. And that means that this game is now officially over. Can't send down any Spores either to deal with this, because they're just going to get blinkered upon. I do like the thought of what Dark is doing here, but obvious that it's not going to end up working. There's still a blink away as well, so you're not going to catch these DTs either. GG gets called as herO wins game number 1 in this, well, rather interesting first game here. Here comes game number 2, and I don't know what. I'm curious. I'm curious what these players have cooked up for me this time around. We saw the 6-gate Glaive Adept definitely work out, and it's a build that we have seen a lot in the past. MaxSpec's really keen on that build order as well, if I recall correctly. I've seen herO also play it a fair bunch. Both of these kind of being the only 2 players that really do play it. But honestly, I think herO could have played anything after the last game. It does feel like that if you go into Stargate, perhaps you give your opponent more of a chance to come back into it. And with such a decisive attack here, completely managed to destroy his opponent. So that was really nice. I enjoyed that for sure. We'll have to wait and see what he's going to be doing this time around, though, because, well, you can't hope for your opponent to send a drone too late every single game to try and block your natural and then fail. That doesn't seem like a very consistent game plan to me. But then again, I'm not a GSL champion, and maybe that is indeed what herO has planned for us. If he can force his opponents to do that type of stuff and with mind control, then by all means, go ahead, herO. By all means, go ahead. Now, what do we have over here? We have a little bit of probe harassment. We have this drone chasing the probe. Nothing too special. And I'm a little bit sad. I feel like whenever we watch games on the new patch, which has been quite a bit for me at least, I feel like these games just they go so in such weird ways. You know, they take such weird forms and shapes that it might as well have been played in Wings of Liberty, and it wouldn't have mattered either. Like the games are being decided in the first 5-6 minutes. Now, sure, the Glaive Adept mattered a little bit in that last game, but still, I don't know. It felt fairly over to me. It really did. Don't forget how bad that first shade was that herO had. Legitimately into the surround, into the bile. Like, that was the worst possible shade, I think, because he literally just got surrounded on the spot. And he still kind of got a head out of that. That's just how far ahead he was. Every trade was a good trade. Now, we're going to see a Stargate coming out. This is an Adept into a Stalker as well. So, interesting little opener. Allows him to deny a little bit of scouting with that Stalker. The problem, of course, is that if you don't get a third unit, that you're still going to struggle denying scouting majority of the time. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case here as well. Oracle is on the way already, gets chrono boosted and gets sent over in towards the natural. At least that seems to be the plan of herO so far. We have that third pylon coming down as well. A couple of these links just moving around for now. Nothing too special, nothing too interesting here. Alright. What do we have over here? We have this Overlord that's gonna get sniped down right now by the Oracle Stalker combination. We have a third unit coming out, which I am definitely a fan of. I really do like the third unit here. I think that's a good call. Oracle needs to be activated right now. Yeah, there we go. Takes out one of the links with that and immediately deactivates that. Actually, leaves the Stalker a little bit vulnerable, funnily enough. Gonna first go for this Overlord and then try and target down some of these links. Next Overlord finished. Oh! Was that a mispositioned? Well, this is a game. This is a series of epic fails so far. This has not been a good series at all. Ay. What is herO doing over here? Does not look good. Not happy with that. Not happy with that at all. Canceling a Nexus is so expensive, not just because you lose 100 minerals, but also because you lose time on which you could have been, you know, building probes. Loses an Oracle. Good lord. This is a painful show to watch so far. This is the best that Korea has to offer. I don't want to see the worst. It's just actually disappointing. I was hoping for some high-level StarCraft, but so far it's been fill after fill after fill after fill. Now we do have an Evo Chamber on the way, and I do like this incoming move here out of herO. Yes, this is cool. We see 4 Adept shading in immediately. Is there enough links in position? And there's 18. He's not gonna cancel it. Wow. That is a call that not many people would have made with him. And I think all those other people probably would have been correct. Now, I do like the balls. The guts here on herO immediately sends out 2 more. And this is what kind of... Oh, it sends out 4 more. Wow. This is what differentiates herO between the others. And another Protoss would look at that and say, well, that didn't work. That was terrible. But, I can still go home, drone up, or probe up, and hopefully be fine. But herO says, no. I'm going to do the exact same thing again. With 4 Adepts across the map, see if I can get a couple of kills out. And he definitely is going to get some kills here. Look at that. Links completely caught out of position. We have 4 or 5 workers that are going to be taken out here basically for free. This shade goes in towards the main base, and these 2 bad boys go in towards the natural. A little bit of a rotation here. As 7 drones, 8 drones may end up falling. 8 drones end up falling. Still have these 2 alive. Lots of mining time lost as well. Let's not forget about that. Basically 2 bases not mining the entirety during this. We have double forge behind this and straight up charge. So an odd style that herO is opting for, but it's a style that he's shown in the past that he's very capable with. And we're going to have to wait and see if he's going to be capable of using it properly this time around as well. 6 gates are out already, and we have, 6 gates. No, 2 gates are out, 5 more on the way. So it's going to bring the total up to 7. Wait, I didn't count this one. So 8. Total of 8 gateways. Good lord, counting can be difficult for me. It's going to be charge into Archons, I think, and then into very delayed disruptors. These 2 banelings are not going to connect here. Do I like herO's position after all of this? After losing the Oracle, after canceling his Nexus, and after losing those initial 4 Adepts? Yeah, I still think this is fine. He killed 12 workers with the next 4 Adepts. Dark isn't necessarily on a very high worker count. And there's really not a lot of advantages that Dark has. 6 queens only. Creep spread not looking great necessarily. It's fine, but fine isn't good. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I really am just okay with it. We have a prism out already. It's on the right side of the map. It has 2 zealots, 2 adepts. There's really nothing in case Muta's showing up. I guess herO was aware of the layer timing, or well, the lack of a layer timing, perhaps I should say, because Spire would have started extremely late, and that's why he isn't really afraid. Here comes a big warping in towards the main base, just with +1 so far. A couple of these workers might just end up falling. At the same time, we have an attack towards the far left side of the map. I really like how herO decided to play this out. This actually looks like it might have some real potential. Queens on the ramp are going to hold for now, but these drones are not going to be saved. That is for sure. 4 workers go down immediately. This Archon push gets pushed back. Disruptors are already being produced behind this. And yeah, herO, very nice start here for him, I think. I enjoyed this. I really did enjoy this. If you're a Protoss enjoyer, then this definitely would spark some real joy. 11 drones being taken out. Yes, there's still 70 around, but a lot of mining time lost once more. You basically scout with this as well. You know right now that is most likely not going to be any type of Mutalist. Like, you have seen the lack of the gases in the natural. You know that a lot of roaches are being produced, and roaches are not that great, honestly. They're actually pretty darn bad against disruptors. So the fact that disruptors are coming out, the fact that we have double forge as well, I'm a fan of that. I really am a fan of that. 10 Banes are being produced right now. And we have 2 disruptors coming in. Ooh, look at this. Is this just going to... This is just going to end the game, isn't it? I think it is. Look at that. Boom. 1 disruptor shot is not going to connect. Next disruptor shot. No, it's not even going to go. Not even going to pull the trigger there. They still have 1 revelation available for the next scouting mission. We have a bunch of Banelings moving in. Let's take a look at the first person here of herO not paying attention. Now he's paying attention, gets the split in. Does not have a complete wall there, so he can run away with the probes. That is actually rather fortunate that his SimCity skills have been so mediocre so far this game that he can just run away in basically every single direction. There's nothing really blocking anything from entering this base. Now, double disruptors are still out. 2-2 is about to finish up as well, so it's going to be upgrade galore here for herO, as well as unit comp advantages for our Protoss player, who's getting up to Stalkers right now, has a fort base done. Would love to see the extra gases there so we can add a couple more Archons. But overall, this has been a good experience. I think if you're a herO fan, then this has been okay. The game started out a little bit sloppy, rather sloppy. And he really did turn it around with that 4 adept run by and the follow-up attacks as well into the main. Oh, here we go. Can we get a snipe? No, we can't. Absolutely not. No snipes available here, as these disruptors are just going to be hitting so many roaches. 1 more purification nova is available. Can we get that shot? Can we get that shot? Oh my god, missed target out of dark. It's not going to matter as the purification nova kind of whiffs there. Blinks forward, and with 2-2 upgrades, Stalkers are so powerful here. 3-3 is already on the way. Would love to see a 5th base behind it. Maybe dense your units as well. Offensive easy. Anything could have worked here. herO takes game number 2, puts himself at match point in this best of 5. Game number 3 in this best of 5 brings us a gateway scout out of herO. First time in this series that he doesn't try to block his opponent's natural data. See, of course, a very large map with a rush distance of 37 seconds, I want to say, maybe. So it's a rather large rush distance. Difficult to block your opponent. Oh, fake cannon rush here out of herO. Look at... But, oh my god, you can't be serious. This is so dumb. I don't want to live anymore. Holy crap, this has been a series. Dark sending his 2nd Overlord straight away across the map. This is extremely uncommon. This never happens, because if you're getting cannon rushed, you don't see it until your hatchery finishes. And if it is a cannon rush, like a macro cannon rush, you legitimately just straight up lose the game. It's over. Dark sent the 2nd Overlord across the map. herO tried to fake cannon rush, and it didn't work because Dark didn't see it. This is so sad. I'm actually so upset by this. I'm upset for herO here. This entire series has just been ridiculous so far. Just nothing good has happened. Like, except for the 4 adept move that we saw and then the subsequent follow-ups. I don't know. I am not feeling this at all. I am just not feeling this whatsoever. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Here we go, Mr. herO. What are we gonna do right now? We see a Stargate coming out of him. We have that Adept with the Chrono Boost into the Warp Gate. There already is an Adept out, so it's double Chrono Boosted Adepts. And we see an attempted block here on the third base. Or, well, a succeeding block here on the third base, and instead the line base gets taken. That isn't even that uncommon on this map, honestly, in the ZVP matchup. Zergs are completely fine with taking that. This should not finish. It is going to finish. We'll take out one Ling here. Second Ling's not gonna get taken out. Drones being targeted down. Good control out of dark, though. Absolutely fantastic. This should die, actually, I think. Yeah, there we go. This is why I said that Adept shouldn't finish. I think that was a mistake. And I'm glad that I called it before. Otherwise, you know, people could say hindsight is 2020. But I had it in before sight. And my before sight is 2020. It's very rare. This Adept also takes a significant amount of damage. It's going to go back in. That seems like an interesting call. And when I say interesting, I mean probably incorrect. Very, very risky, at least. 8 Lings are out on the map. Another Adept is going to join up with this party. Holy crap. herO is just here for the unrelenting aggression, eh? Would you look at that? 2 Adepts moving out. Oracle coming in as well. It's going to be 2 Spores being constructed. And here go the Adepts in towards... Well, where do they go towards, actually? Don't finish it. Don't finish it. He finished it. He finished it. He absolutely did finish that. I love the thought of this, though. That was such a cool move. Fabulous stuff here out of herO. Really, really nice. Just in between the queens. Says, hey, if you want to surround with your Lings, that's okay, but I have a surprise for you then. Going into the main. I really like that move, actually. That was fantastic. Legitimately fabulous. Legitimately fabulous. Good moves that I'm finding out here that herO does. Very cool to watch. Huge fan of that. No, this is something I'm less of a fan of. No, there's an Oracle ready. herO is just ready at all times, it seems like. This is not going to be a good trade for Dark, by the way. This looks good initially, but yeah, not a fan of this. Really, really not a fan of this. 3 Adepts. I think it was like a 12, 13, 14 Lings, maybe. Overall resources loss seems okay. None of the earlier moves have really worked out, but I don't know. I still think it's okay. I think this is playable for herO because so many Lings were forced. We still have 3 Oracles alive. Tech is really slow, though. I think this is going to be into Blink Forge. Blink Forge. And then maybe lower worker count. It wouldn't completely surprise me. I'd really... Oh, 4 Adepts coming out again. Wow. herO's so aggressive with these Adepts. It's really uncanny how keen he is on dealing damage. Also uncanny that he just lost 2 Oracles trying to stasis ward half a drone. This is not the series, guys. This is not the series. The people saying that Korea is the strongest region are in absolute shambles right now after watching these games. No workers in production. Feels to me like it's going to be an all-in then. Yeah, a couple more gates coming out. Might just be the classic 8 gate. Usually with that you want to get a proxy gate out somewhere as well. That's not going to be the case here. It is going to be an 8 gate, but all of the gates are being built in the main base. No pro production whatsoever. It is going to be the easiest thing to scout in the world for Dark. Sees the Chrono Boost, sees only 3 workers here. It's like, hey, wait a second, what's going on right now? I'd be surprised to see any more drones being built. Like, he already started these 6 drones, and from here on out it's going to be unit, overlord, unit. It's going to be moving into a bit of a supply block, so we're going to have to see a couple of these overlords, but I just don't see a world in which Dark actually is going to be building any drones. And I don't see a world in which Dark lets this go up either. It's so obvious every single time herO opens up with a triple Oracle and then doesn't get any workers on the third. It's almost always this, and it's always with the proxy gate. I'd be really surprised. I am surprised that this managed to go up. I thought that those Lings that he built initially were just going to be to try and attack this. Now, we already have our first warping coming in here, and that's what? How many Stalkers? That's 7 Stalkers warping in. Blink finishing up as well. This base is practically, well, not practically, it's just useless. It's not going to be doing anything at all. And we're going to have to see if this will pack enough of a punch so to say, as there is 8 roaches, 3 more ravagers on the way as well. +1 melee, not quite done yet. Here comes the surround with the links. Good call out of Dark. This is exactly what you want to be doing. +1 not done for herO, as herO struggling to get good damage here. A few more stalkers are getting warped in. Do we have blinks available? I think we do again. Blinks forward. Now we don't anymore. Oracle, can you activate? No, he can't. These bad boys are gonna die. Look at that. Bile just absolutely hitting that face first. This is a bad blink out of herO. herO is dead. He's gonna be forced to tap out here pretty fast. I mean, he just doesn't have the units. There's 4 hatcheries, infinite production. There's enough queens as well. +1 finishes up soon here for Dark. Ability to counterattack on top of this third base is there. With, even if it's going to be like 6 to 8 links, I think that's going to be enough. Ravagers are going to be capable of basically pushing this away. There goes the snipe on 1 queen. That was actually kind of nice out of herO. Maybe with some snowballing it can happen. It's definitely a possibility now. That was good kiting here out of herO as well, who is making things happen. That was really good. Melee attacks is going to change things a little bit. I really would like to see a run-by head over towards the third base and then maybe try hitting the wall, forcing a warp in defensively. That could absolutely be huge. If you have like 4 or 5 stalkers less in this army is a lot less scary. Good snipe there on that first Ravager. More and more links are going down as well. herO making the best out of a pretty poor situation here. The question is the best going to be good enough? I think the answer might be no, and that is definitely not the best. Blinking into links is never the answer. And it is definitely not the answer if these links have +1 already, +2 on the way. This is just how confident Dark is right now. The fact that he's getting +2 is like, well, like, if you're gonna survive for +2 to finish, you've already won the game most likely. This move carries a little bit of risk, but I guess he feels like he can take that risk. He's just so far up in supply. He's building lots of links, lots of drones. He's just outmining his opponent significantly. 400 or 500 minerals a minute. And overall on the resources lost, we actually see a little bit of a deficit here for herO. So it's not even like herO is trading better. This is an atrocious blink right there. So once again, links get a good surround. A lot of stalkers are going to end up falling. Lots of stalkers really low as well. And this is going to be it absolutely this time around. 130 supply against 73, 66 army supply against 26. These 2 pylons are going to end up falling if Dark wants to. Like, he could just right-click it, but he's not taking any risk here right now. He says, no, I'm so close to Glial Reconstitution. I'm so close to my +2. Why would I take any risk at this point if I can just play it out professionally? And that's just what he's doing. He says, okay, I'm just going to defend on creep. There's no way you're going to kill my creep because, well, where's your Oracle? Ah, right, it died just like the other 2. And, yeah, I mean, with speed, I'm not quite sure what we're watching here right now, but it is completely over. It is actually very, very, very over. And we're gonna get a couple of biles, blinks forward on top of these Ravagers, but yeah, absolutely no point here. Queen's coming in right now. Decent target fire, but yeah, with the Ling reinforcement, it is going to get cleaned up once more. Now we can finally perhaps take out these pylons. I actually have a theory that maybe Dark wanted these to stay alive, so herO would continue trying to kill rather than maybe try and transition. Although transition also seemed completely pointless. +2 so close already. GG gets called. Dark wins his first game of the series. That means that the overall score is going to be 2 versus 1. Game number 4 is going to be played on Cosmic Sapphire. Cosmic Sapphire is one of these maps where I think a lot of Zergs feel a little bit more comfortable on it. It's just the ability to attack into the bases after taking out these rocks feels pretty good. There's the ability to run by as well. 5th base can be really difficult to take for Protoss. And the open spaces in the middle of the map often allow good fights for Zerg. It's a rather large map as well. Use the initial rush distance, so things like Twilight Council openers are just not that common. This time around, the herO decides to open up with a pro block once more. I don't want to, be superstitious here, but herO played pro block twice so far in this series, and he won both of those games. One game he decided not to do it, he lost the game. Is that a coincidence? Perhaps. But it is very suspicious indeed, and I think herO also found it suspicious and said, no, I'm going back to it. herO is fantastic, by the way. I'll just talk a little bit about that. Came back from the army. Army is pretty long in Korea. It's like 18 months, I think. I think in Finland it's 6 or 9. It's a reasonable amount of time to have the conscription, I think. 6 months. So yeah, straight out of high school, 6 months, get some discipline. I think I wouldn't have minded that in the Netherlands. For 6 months, 3 months. Or maybe 2 weeks. Nah, that's too little. 6 months. I think it would have been okay with it. 18 months, though. That is a very, very long time. It might even be 19 months. I think it's 1 year. It might even be 21 months. I think it's 1 year and 9 months. It's very, very long in Korea. It's an extraordinary amount of time. And these people stay in the barracks the entire time as well. So you have like multiple, you have different types of conscription that you can do. So some people, they get like basically a government job. So they'll be like a postman, or they'll do basically some social work is what you do. Is that what you call it? Like some volunteering job is what it feels like. And others, they actually have to go to the army. And in the army, from what I heard from the other pro gamers, you get to perform rather useless tasks, like building infrastructure, but building it by hand. So I heard they would go digging in a mountain, I think to dig a tunnel, and they would be using shovels, legitimate shovels. You just go out with a group of army men, a platoon maybe. I don't know how many people are in a platoon, but I like the thought of the word platoon. It sounds like a lot. Maybe a platoon is 100. Probably bigger now. Platoon, I think it's 1,000. A platoon of men. So you go out with 1,000 men to the hill, to the mountain, and a shovel to build a tunnel. So that was absolutely awful. It was some of the worst things they said they'd done in their life. Whenever you talk with the Korean players who went to the army, they absolutely did not enjoy the experience at all. Especially because most of them went there when they were pretty old, right? Like they go there like 27, 28. It's fun to listen to their stories, though. Complaining all together. Felt like they were bonding over how bad of a time it was. But yeah, I was complimenting herO, actually. herO came back from the army, and I think within a month and a half, 2 months, he pretty much was the best toss in the world again. It's just really, really impressive. Such a fantastic player. And it also gives me hope for when Stats comes back. Of course, let's not forget about Stats, one of the greatest Protoss players that has ever touched this game. I'm just really curious how he's going to be performing when he comes back. The Shield of Ire, the solid Protoss player Stats. I'm really, really looking forward to that. I hope he can show us some good performances. But until then, herO is our king, basically. He's our god. And I don't think there's any other players that I can think of that came back from the army and had this level of performances. I mean, winning a freaking GSL. He got second in a GSL as well before that. Like, he really has been showing that it wasn't a fluke, you know? Like, he has been performing consistently, extremely, extremely well. And yeah, it's so impressive. I love that. I really do love that. Huge fan of herO. Creative, fast, aggressive. He has it all. Speed, versatility, boyish good looks. I think he's married as well. Yeah, he's just all-around solid guy. Well, that was a solid 3 minutes of me talking about how cool I find herO. Let's now talk about the game a little bit. We have Blink coming out, second Forge. So this is what we call the old herO style. The style that he initially introduced a little bit after he came back. Kind of revolutionized the Protoss versus Zerg matchup as we know it. Using Blink for early map control and then going into quick upgrades, allowing you to keep that map control with superiorly upgraded gateway units, eventually leading to basically complete map domination, often referred to as a Zergy or a swarmy playstyle for Protoss. It basically was the Protoss Zerg. The Protoss version of Zerg. I think that's what we're going to be seeing here again as well. herO is not taking any of his gases yet, has 2 sentries out already, and is going into 8 gateways. So actually similar build to last game, but with higher amounts of upgrades. Second Forge. That's interesting to see. Fort Base is going up here right now. Fort Dark has the +1 already out, as well as a macro hatch in the main. All right, Dark. Calm it, buddy. Calm it right away. 2 more roaches as well coming out. 68 drones already done. Spore. Second Evo. Well. What do we have? Fort Base for herO. It does have the 8 gateways. Feels like there's going to be some significant pressure in, let's say 25 to 30 seconds from now. He's going to get 1 or 2 warpins in, and he's going to have a crap ton of stalkers. At the same time, we already see Dark producing quite some units off of 75 drones as well. Did get supply block, but as long as you don't want to build more drones, getting supply block isn't actually that much of an issue. It doesn't really block anything if you're a Zerg, as long as you're still injecting. But he did want to get more drones, so in that case it actually was a mistake. He's going up to, what is this, 83? 84 workers, man. That's a lot of workers. He's going even higher. Not even sure if that's possible without a 5th base. Like, you're really starting to push against what is useful and what is viable. I mean, your main is about to run out. At least a couple of patches are about to run out. 110, 100. So that's, what, 4, 5 workers that you need to basically get somewhere. 5th base is now on the way. It is pretty late, though. It is pretty late for such a high eco. 88 workers, Ravagers, Roaches. No hive on the way yet. We have a Templar Archives. We're going up to 8 gases as well. We have not seen that huge influx of units that I kind of expected personally. We are seeing... Is this a second robotics facility? That is a first robo facility, isn't it? I thought I saw a robo bay go down, but I definitely didn't, because there isn't even a robo facility yet. It's going to be 2 upgrades, a couple of Archons. This seems like a very greedy type of playstyle here that herO is going for. And at the same time, we see the same thing out of Dark. He's also playing extremely greedy. So both players playing greedy, and we're going to see which race is the best when playing greedy. And personally, I believe that Protoss is going to be capable of getting a really powerful push out here. With those fast 8 gases, with those insane upgrades. I mean, you're going to be fighting against the Zerg with 2-1 upgrades, with your own 2-2, but you have so many Archons. You have the ability to reinforce so quickly. Don't forget, you can also get that Prism up in the main base. There's really a lot of opportunities here for herO to do some great stuff, and I think he's going for it with this Prism out right now. The only question that I have is this Prism going to be used with the push, or is it going to be used separate as a tool to try and break either the main base or to maybe try and cancel a 5th base over here? We have 2 army setups. I didn't see how many Stalkers there were over there, but that's a lot of Stalkers actually. And look what Dark is doing here. Ultra Cavern, Greater Spire as well. Double hallucinations. And I kind of like this here out of herO. Just setting up camp here, just around the corner. Just waiting for his opponent. Waiting for his opponent. It's like, hey, what are you doing, buddy? Are you attacking yet? No, okay. I want you to build more and more Banes. Spend all your money into Banes, not into higher tech. And right now what herO can do is you can just wait it out. He doesn't need to hurry anymore. Right now it's Dark that wants to fight, because Dark's army isn't going to get better. The only unit that Dark can improve is the Ling. He can make Banelings out of Lings. But, you know, there's a limit to that as well, basically. After a while, you know, there's no point in getting 85 Banelings. It's just not that useful. It's not efficient at all. You're just going to be left with a lot of Banelings that need to start bumping into individual Archons. And this is a really bad fight as well for Dark at the start of this. Banelings are not available anymore at all, as this army is going to push through. 2 upgrades, really putting in some work here for herO. Archons in the back taking out all of these Lings. At the same time, Stalkers blinking forward, trying to take out the 5th base. Archons remain alive for now, will eventually get taken out. As where's our next Warpin? Here come more Zealots, still no Banelings. Well, these 3, but they start to explode into those Adepts. Are these Zealots going to be able to close the gap between well, themselves and the Ravagers? I think the answer is yes. A couple of Ravagers get taken out. Right side base gets blasted as well, as double disruptor production has taken off. 5th base on the way here on the gold. 81 workers against 81. And the one major advantage that herO has right now is the fact that he was floating a lot of gas. That means that we're going to see a crap ton of Archons, but also that he continued upgrading. 3-3 upgrades are going to be faster than his opponent's upgrades, and that leaves him with perhaps another timing. No Broodlords on the way, no Infestors on the way, and that means that ground toss is going to be absolutely fine here. Not so sure if Disruptors are the correct call, or if I would have preferred seeing some Immortals here. But a couple of Disruptors never hurt, of course. Always helps to have some of these bad boys, either for Baneling clumps or for high Roach numbers. Ravagers as well, it's always good to have it against those bad boys. Chitinous plating is on the way, and I really do feel like that eventually Immortals might be a necessity, but for now, herO believes that he can go without it. We don't have a Prism on the... No, we do. We do have a Prism on the map, actually. Excuse me. That definitely is a Prism on the map. Don't forget that herO also is currently up a base over his opponent. It's going to be 5 base against 4. This army might actually get called out of position here. It's gonna get sandwiched by herO between cannon stalkers and then an actual Archon force. Can we get one disruptor? Yes, we can. Roaches get pulled away, so do these Archons, or so do these Immortals. Archons actually need to start kiting a little bit. Triple disruptor shots will not quite get brilliant connections. Look at these Ultras. Actually going pretty ham. Good damage output there out of these bad boys. Not so sure if it's going to be enough. herO still pushing through with the +3 upgrade. No kite in his plating yet. GG gets called. herO wins the game, wins the series, and after a perhaps fairly disappointing series, especially out of Dark, herO manages to take it, and that is going to be it for Dark, herO, and for myself. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye bye.